أَفَحَسِبَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يَتَّخِذُوا عِبَادِي مِن دُونِي أَوْلِيَاءَ. The word awliya is saint. So the end of Christianity is mentioned here as having got split ultimately into, trillions of saints, or whatever number be, millions of saints. So these so many saints are the outcome of the first mistake of believing in the sonhood of God, of Jesus Christ, and the motherhood of Mary, and so on and so forth. So the process mentioned, which can be historically proved without a shadow of doubt, is that the religion begins with unity, revealed unity, then gets split up into the concepts of more gods than one, and then ultimately there is no count of those who are created as semi-gods by calling them as saints, shareholders of Allah's paths, and so on and so forth. So this is the true reliable history, that you should understand this phenomenon from the Quranic history. All right. Any part left?
No.
Thank you, Jazakumullah. Yes, please, of course. Most welcome.
I have a question on fatigue, or problem.
Yes.
We have had several people that have been interested in Islam, and they shy away because of cultural reasons.
Yes. Yes.
And a lot of those, I think, they have been looking for an excuse, and they have found that was the easy option. But we have got another couple who has been under fatigue for 3 or 4 years. And they say there's nothing at all that they disagree with. They are 100% with us. But the wife is very adamant that she will not ever have the segregation. And she won't cover her head.
You see, the answer, I'll tell you, I understand the problem. The answer to that is not to change Islamic attitude to these values. They are very important. The answer is to let them do whatever they please. The Holy Quran has said this, addressing Hadhrat Muhammad Rasulullah sallam, that innama anta muzakkir lasta alayhim bimusaitir illa man tawalla wa kafar fa yu'azibuhu Allahu al-azab al-akbar. That God has created you as an admonisher, no more. You are not responsible for their acts and their final decisions. You explain things to them, and it is for them to follow you or not to follow you. If they reject and walk away, it is God who will be responsible for that, and who will bring them to question and bring them to account for that. It's not your job. So if it is not the job of Rasulullah sallam, why should it be our job? Secondly, the Holy Quran addressing the Holy Prophet says something which is surprisingly harsh. But as I understand, it is not in fact addressed to Rasulullah sallam in the sense that he could have done that, but addressed to other lesser people like us. It says that even for the sake of pleasing them, for the sake of winning them, for the sake of converting them to your faith, even if you deviate a jot from the principles we have mentioned to you, Allah will destroy you completely, and you will have nothing left, no helper to save you. So the basic principles of the Holy Quran, which we have understood, the basic essence of Islamic culture, not Pakistani culture, Islamic culture, of chastity and segregation to a degree, these are the things which could not be changed by the Holy Prophet ﷺ himself. For the sake of pleasing them and winning converts, if the Holy Quran says, O Prophet of God, you do it even by a jot, you will have no ground left to stand upon, and God will see to it that you are totally destroyed and wiped out. That warning, of course, was addressed to us, not to him, because it was impossible, unbelievable, unthinkable of God having created Prophet Muhammad for the sake of being the ultimate guide to the whole mankind, and yet for him to have this danger of deviating from the truth. So it is for you to make people understand. If having understood, they do not have the courage or will to follow Islam, then leave them alone. You will not be asked for that. But if you begin to change Islam for winning their heart for the sake of, then you will certainly be held responsible. Again, this question can be resolved from other angles as well. Some people who ask me the similar things, not in this exact area, but in other some similar areas, some people say, we drink, we do not conform to the correct Islamic way of life in so many things. How can we become Muslims? My answer is, how can you remain Christian with all these values which are shared by all religions? So if you can remain a bad Christian, it is much better to become a bad Muslim. You know, you will have at least advanced some steps towards the right direction. So all right, don't cover your head. There are many Ahmadi ladies who don't do that or even go beyond that. Still remain Ahmadis, but the cultural values will not be changed. If they want you to accept defeat that you are wrong and they are right, then they will become Muslim. You say, all right, go to wherever you please. We don't care. We care, but we are not authorized to change this. But if you, out of your own human weakness, you can't conform to these strict laws, even if you don't understand genuinely. Understanding the truth in its larger aspect, understanding the philosophy to be the correct philosophy which resolves the problems of life in general, it's much wiser for you to accept Islam, to come into the fold, and then leave the rest to God and pray to Him. Tell Him, so far I can't understand the wisdom of covering my head. When you teach me, when you change me to that degree, I will do that, but I submit to that much which I can understand. That should be the right attitude, not that Ahmadis should begin to change their values for the sake of winning a few more converts. Thank you.
So on that understanding, it's your right to disobey it, even though that she...
You see, you have no right to refuse a bath for the sake of a small flaw in somebody.
Then they were wondering whether or not that would be permissible because of her feelings like that. She doesn't belong to Christianity anymore. She is 100% on our...
You see, I have tried to express myself as best as I can. And that is all I have to say. If you are still in doubt about anything, I think Dr. Saeed sir has fully understood me. Have you? Okay. So he will fill the gap, if at all there is a gap, but you are an intelligent lady. I'm quite sure you do understand. Anything else? No, from this line. If you want to ask a question, come and sit in the line, please. Even if it's related, the relations come later on.
My question is about haram and halal.
Right.
What I would like you to understand is...
I think the best question and the most relevant question so far asked was that by Salma Saeed, because this is a forum for Dawat al-Allah, preaching and so on and so forth. I came with expecting you to ask questions regarding Tabligh problems like Mrs. Saeed has asked, but you are asking other questions which are generally asked in other question and answer sessions. I don't stop you from asking this, but I'm just telling you that try to be relevant to the occasion of our gathering here today, tonight, okay?
In that case, I will not ask the question. Thank you.
No, because we have already asked her to now go ahead.
I'll make it very short. The question is what to eat and what not to eat in seafood. Is everything found in the sea the halal?
Everything which is halal is not tayyib. The Holy Quran says